Welcome back to continuing coverage of the 2024 Tim Selinske U.S. Disc Golf Masters Championships. We are back here in Cary, North Carolina, bringing you back 9 of round 1 feature card for the FP40 division. Back at Buckhorn, Ace Run Productions, bringing you this coverage on behalf of the PDGA. Once again in the booth, it is Felix Vega, joined by Jennifer Allen.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you saw the front 9 action. We're going to continue around the backside of this lake, and it's a very difficult stretch of the course, but I mean, actually the entire course is, but we're gonna check out this back 9 here at Buckhorn.
Lots of colors on that
yeah, it's definitely a rainbow here. We're going to start it off on hole number 10.
Yeah, 287-foot par 3. If you saw the close of the front half, a lot of water holes, and this continues here with this hole.
Yeah, we have 2 more coming up. Complete water carry, and then getting over and missing these kind of few scattered trees to where you can progress onto the land versus getting a kick back into the water. So drop zone is going to be over to the left side. The other 2 previous holes have not had a drop zone, so the next 2 will. And we had this wind pickup that was right to left, and as soon as I throw, you can see the everything just started kicking up and swirling. So
there's my sacrifice. That was my sacrifice.
That rock is never to be seen again.
Yeah.
And I was really kind of trying to come a little closer where Ellen is trying to take that little bit more of an inside gap. You can come in early. It's about 250 to that first big tree there, short. And then around, 275, 285 to hit the longer gap.
Stay up, stay up, stay up. Tree kick and stays in bounds.
That was amazing that it kind of rolled up. It's rare that you see that, so JK getting land.
Oh, this is diving early into the reeds.
And Becky is one of a maybe handful of lefties. We have a lot of lefties in FP40. And I ranged this at, I think, 180.
Okay.
So it's still a very difficult drop zone, and there's that one little tree to go around. And so you have to decide, are you going a little forehand, or are you going to go a little soft hyzer?
Ooh, inside line. Putting her about circle's edge. That's a scary putt.
It is a scary putt. We haven't had too many, but around this lake, it definitely makes you think about what's going to happen to the disc if it doesn't stay in the basket.
That one also going to be about circle's edge. JK from circle 2.
And I bet she's totally happy with that par.
Yeah.
If you've followed around the front 9, par on any of these holes is just fine, as well as saving the bogey. I kind of told myself practicing these courses that I cannot get mad on a bogey on any of these holes because they're going to happen to all of us.
Yeah.
And hitting the same holes in 2 rounds is just going to be very difficult to do.
That's committed putt there for the bogey.
That was a full leg kick on that one. Scorpion kick is back. Straddle putt's out.
That one just slips
Just
out.
a little soft. And I mean, that's my miss typically. It's just a hair soft rotation, I think, and just a little left. And the baskets do not keep that putt.
Yeah. Fortunate triple there, Juliana. Strokes on folks there with a par. Only one birdie. Becky Harris getting the 2 on this one.
A lefty. Let's go, Becky.
This one, not a lefty hole at all. Par 3, 341 feet, danger all along the right side.
I can tell you what Becky did. Becky pitched over to the drop zone.
Okay.
Most of us are going to try to get some kind of hyzer in there. That tree right there is about 305, and I think it was about 335 to the back tree, maybe 345. So pretty wide gap. This gap, if you actually come in where you're supposed to, little less risk of kicking backwards to the water, but I did it in practice. If you hit any of those just a little shorter, a little long, you will typically get a kick back into the lake. JK diving in nicely, gonna be just outside circle 1. Going destroyer, trying to keep it kind of flat. I don't want to go too far out. If you think big hyzer.
Whoa!
Don't hit that one tree coming in.
I didn't know that I almost hit the basket. I was worried about the tree. I didn't even know there was water back there.
Got a bit of a wind lift there. Oh, that's fading off.
Yeah, and it's a lefty, and she knew that this was going to be a donation.
Well, that's right.
But she did not want to pitch over. She accepted this hole as a lefty, and she wasn't going to take the easy way out.
That sneaks inbounds there on that right side. Getting the green flag. And this is not an easy drop zone for a lefty either.
No. This entire section is very difficult for lefties. Who was the other lefty? Oh, Sandy. Our Canadian is also a lefty, and she got an incredible drive. She said she was the only one, I think, with a look at two, or was the closest to the basket of her group. So it's not impossible for the lefties, but definitely more difficult challenge than a right-handed thrower. Ellen just trying to pitch up there. Unfortunately, comes a little inside. She probably wanted to go on the hyzer line of that approach. Becky just giving it a little bit of a look.
Yeah, the stretch is definitely difficult.
I didn't even realize that OB was so close.
The long, yeah.
So close. And that might have been moved up as well. Like I said, the PDGA came out yesterday and continue to move because we have water coming in. Didn't really rain much anymore.
Great
there it is.
From C2. Yeah, I think that line when we were out here filming originally was underwater.
It was 100%. So they definitely moved all of these around on those 4 holes in just a little bit more.
Touch slow there for the birdie.
Had a little bit of a headwind coming, so I kind of thought that would lift. It just went exactly where I putted it.
That one kind of lifted there.
Yeah, we had a pretty good wind off that water. And I thought with me being lower putting up that it would lift a little more, and it didn't.
Yeah. So unfortunate to hold there. A lot of bad kicks, but got a few more that will play a little easier for the lefties.
Yeah, we're getting to the lefty section coming up.
Welcome to the PDGA Masters Disc Golf World Championships from beautiful Flagstaff.
Somehow I just never satisfied with my work, or practice hard enough. I always have questions with myself, so I'm just gonna throw and hope for the best.
Another easy birdie for Owen Scoggins.
You're now a 3-time world champion in Flagstaff, Owen Scoggins.
And welcome back. Hole 12, 297-foot par 3. Pretty favorable gaps on this one.
Yeah, so hitting that straight line again, not trying to turn or put too much action on the disc until you get mostly up the fairway. There is a little bit of a sneaky hyzer gap over in those tiny sticks on the right, but a straight flying, slow right finishing disc is hopefully going to give you a look for birdie. The main thing, again, hitting these first couple of, the gap between here, trying to get through this section with a straight disc. I don't think we really care past that point if it really goes too much left or right. So even if you throw a perfectly straight shot, which this ended up doing, it should have turned right.
Stop!
Kept flying.
I think the wind just kind of hovered it, is what I was thinking, because it typically goes to the right.
Was that a mid-range you threw there?
That was a Mako.
Okay. Widboom clubbing up a little bit and getting the same tree that Juliana hit earlier with her turn, I believe.
Definitely probably not the only two who hit that tree. Becky getting the lefty line up the hill towards the basket.
We've all been changing orders.
We've seen Ellen have to get creative
And she
throughout the
does.
rounds.
She has so many tools in the box. Like,
Look at this beauty she's breaking out here.
incredible save from the rough on the left. I think I would have switched feet. I know she's trying to hit that small gap,
Yeah.
but it's so hard to release it correctly when you know you cannot do your natural swing.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you get it to fly how you want it to. So you might as well kind of just change it up a little bit. And unfortunately, she gets right behind that big tree.
She should be able to straddle around that, though. Oh, good bid there for Becky, just over the top and slightly right.
She definitely has some good long looks. We saw that throughout the day, just not really getting them to drop where she wants to. And that is why we are starting a petition to ban koozies. So get on. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead and follow
on
and
board
sign.
and
Koozies need to go. It was a great shot from Ellen and just taking an unfortunate. This was better, just dropping down. It's what the first one should have done. And it never fails. It goes right back to you.
Yeah.
You know, just to rub it in your face.
Good putt there for Juliana, minimizing the damage to just a single bogey on this hole.
Becky's disc was hiding behind the tree from me, but she is going to get the nice par there.
Yeah. Par played well on this hole. Is a little bit more of the easier ones, 0.38 above par, so quite a bit of pars on this one. No birdies.
If you come in to play this, it is A-okay to try to par every single hole.
Lucky number 13, another par 3. This one 352 feet.
And this has been adapted. If you have been here prior, this is one of the changed holes that's a little bit wider. So we actually get to kind of air one out, get a little more aggressive, bust out a driver maybe for the first time of the day, I think. Maybe second. But beautiful hole, nice flat, attackable green. I would, is this the easiest hole in the course?
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Oh,
This looks
is tracking.
so good. I mean, you could not see that double tree. It's always the hidden tree,
Yeah.
you know? Thought I had it.
Hole 13 actually played about middle of the pack.
Okay.
Little skip.
It's long. I mean, it does have some length to it, but a little more room to work with, which is really nice.
Hold it.
Oh, this looks great.
Hold it. Get
Just
up there.
riding that right side.
Yeah, perfect, smooth, and you're getting that great ground play. And you're a little bit more to try to get the 2.
Ellen's it's just the tiniest bit off, and we talked about this earlier, that you can't be a tiny bit off out here.
Yeah.
You almost want to miss big.
She's going to take the ramp, and it just doesn't let her go much further.
I'm not one.
And this is one of those things, she knows she's had some big numbers. It's really hard to shake it off, even when you know you have 3 more rounds. Or maybe you just tell yourself, you know what, just get through and
Right.
regroup.
Fight another day.
Yeah, regroup tomorrow.
There's that Nova again on the forehand.
I think I was like 85 or so.
Sit.
Trying to give it a little run, but not to hit the koozie.
I've seen you make longer ones to maybe secure a major before, so.
I do like the jump putt.
Oh.
I thought
what a
that was
bid.
in out of her hand. This is such a great hole to get. That one's sneaking in. Great par save.
And is in. 2 back-to-back pars. It has to feel good for Becky after the last couple holes.
Definitely. And she may come out here and shoot an even the next time. You know, that's just one of those courses.
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
A couple of pars to wrap up 13 before we move into the closing stretch of this course. And it starts here at hole 14, gettable 270, par 3.
Yeah, here's a hole for the lefties, and you really just kind of want to hit a straight shot. This little tiny skinny tree is about 200. It's going to put you right outside circle 1. The basket is pretty steeply straight down from that. So for me, this is a pretty difficult hole, not really because it goes to the right, but the distance. And so putter, kind of difficult to get there. Mid-range goes too far. I would think this is we have quite a few forehand throwers. I feel like we are growing more and more in FP40. So maybe a good forehand shot or a nice break for the lefties.
Stand up and fight.
That just hyzered a little too
Oh.
quick, too stable.
Yeah.
And the incline of this fairway is going to really pull it to the right quick.
That's too early.
And
as
that was
well.
just, that was just a total misfire there. Just holding on to it. Little late release. And this is, again, we kind of talked about the tee pads earlier. These are brand new tee pads. There's a lot of room. So you need to decide, you know, Ellen throwing that exact same shot, JK throwing that exact same shot on a different spot on the tee pad, then the shot might be by the basket. So utilize your tee pads and kind of line up the shot correctly.
Little confusion there as Becky and JK were about to go at the same time. Becky did throw hers first, and then JK just butters this right up to the koozie.
Wouldn't that be nice just to know that, oh, it's fine, I'll just toss it up there.
Yeah.
And the
Almost.
speed that she putts or approaches, knowing she doesn't hit the koozie. Oh, cute. Nice little cute guy there.
A little spectator taking in the action.
Yeah, thanks, gallery. But her speed on that approach every time with the putter is just perfect.
Just tickling right side there. Flamingo putt finds the basket for Ellen Widboom for her par.
You see that now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Drew used to do a little funny putt. I think he stayed 2 feet together. I've seen somebody else do the single leg, though.
Oh, almost.
Yeah,
Almost a wrong
mine
disc.
are heart attack. JK putts with JK, shocker. I put with Yetis, but they're the exact same color, so, whew, close one.
Hole 18 at Worlds, down by 1. It's gotta go in.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
And we are back. Hole 15, a par 3 again. This one 311 feet. A little bit of funky green, though, to work with.
Yeah, this one's going to be interesting, and we were still getting clarification throughout the entire day on this hole because of this pink painted area right here. They're trying to prevent erosion, and our basket is sitting literally on the edge of the lake. I think it's like maybe 10 feet there, 15 at the most, and that is a 10-foot drop off in the water. There's no retrieving any disc. So trying to get through any kind of line like that one over there that I took that really wasn't there. Or you can take the bigger gap in the middle. Yeah, you could go that way too. That's fine. But trying to get up there and then making that smart decision, more than likely to lay up.
Apparently the fairway is on the left side.
It's good. Yeah. Like I said, the first shot you don't even have to worry about. Then you have to worry about the second shot.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in just a second.
JK getting just to circle's edge there. Widboom. Flippy driver.
Sneaking it by. Okay,
And
so
that's a relief area too?
But she's in front of it.
Okay.
So she can take it right where she's at.
Okay.
If she would have went under the bridge, she would have to take it behind.
Okay.
And that's going to be the exact same thing. So when you see pink paint, that is a mandatory. If there is red spray paint, which you don't see on this course, it is an optional
Okay.
relief. So these are relief areas, not a hazard. Hazard would be a penalty. So she is in a mandatory relief area. So she cannot putt it if she wants to,
She has to pull it back.
directly in line with the basket.
With no stroke.
Right. And I almost went right side, and I saw how horrible the ground looked on the right side there.
I kept looking at those tree roots.
Yeah.
And
Tried to be smart on that one. That was hard.
You could see just how much elevation there is too from down there.
Yeah, absolutely. I never walked up there one time in practice. Everyone else got the putters out of the basket. Okay, so here we go. So now she is unfortunately back in there.
right. So this is
Okay, we didn't do it. All right, good. We went with the provisional.
Yeah.
So
There's a whole thing.
taking a provisional,
always trying to help
Becky
people.
is going to take the bogey. So there was a revised rule for this event. Rebecca Duffy changed this mandatory ruling for us that if you cross on the front side, you get to take it where it was last one out. So it's
Okay.
like an OB.
Almost like an OB.
It's like an OB without the penalty.
Damn on you.
But that is typically not how it's played in other settings. This was a revised for just this one.
And that saved her 3 strokes.
Yes, it did.
By doing that.
And
so.
unfortunately, she lost a putter, but
Yes.
hole 16.
Hole 16, 286-foot par 3.
So hitting your gap again, we have a couple lefty holes on this backside. So the basket's gonna finish up here. I think I ranged this little tree in the middle around 280 or so, and then just a few feet past it up on the right side. So again, if you do not want to work angles or you don't have too flippy of a disc, just nailing down a 280-foot straight shot, you are going to dominate this course. I love to get a little turn on the TL from the tee. That looked great. We really thought it was sneaking in, but it needs to go longer, so now I know that. So got to hold that straight line. I have to take my own advice. JK holds that straight line,
That looks great.
and she's going to be just outside circle 1.
It's that same red disc she's been throwing all day.
And I keep saying just outside circle 1.
Ooh, too low there, like she said. This
That
doesn't cut
Sidewinder.
well.
I'm trying to remember what she said. She throws that one a lot. All of us pick our one disc that I think we throw so much out here. You really could use a very small bag on this course, except for when you play around the pond.
Yeah.
And you might need a few extra. Nova approach, a little high. Got a little floaty, but the tree's going to kick it down.
Yep. Put her inside the circle. Tough gap here. Not a lot of great
Very.
options.
This is like someone dropped a toothpick box.
Yeah. Fights her way through though. Clean line. You're circle 2.
80-ish?
80-ish. Wow.
I don't know. 65?
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, I tried to run after it. Oh, a run back? You almost see me run into my face into the dirt right here. Boom, go to take off and slip. So kept the mud off the face. That was good. No one wants mud on your face after a
No.
birdie.
What a tremendous putt there. A throw, really, from that distance. Jeez.
JK trying to give it a little bid there. Again, but you feel comfortable running these circle 2s aggressively like that. Because most of these locations are pretty nice. I'm definitely glad I didn't fall on my face. Can you imagine the memes on that?
My gosh.
Woo!
I don't know. The editor might not have put it in. I don't know.
Yes, you would have.
Yeah,
I would have.
definitely
If I would. I'd have used that for years.
2 more to go here. Hole 17, a par 4. 438 feet. Some decisions to make off the tee.
Yeah, we're definitely all gonna rip one as far as possible. Clear this fence, all those trees, this pond, the little bamboo canes, whatever that is there, over the pond, and then continue to get your disc to stay up on this steep little landing zone of a green there. So definitely this is a shot that we're all going to attack with a putter to the fence. And even that's hard. I snuck over there towards the drop zone.
Okay, just behind you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I lost my throwing putter. So that one's really flippy, or I have my really stable one. So I feel like the left or the right side's a little more able to attack it across than the left side. Juliana just hit in the middle, dead center with her AVR. Ellen getting a little bit of
A
hyzer.
little bit of drift on the dart.
Yeah, so there is a little gap right there, though. There's a few more trees on the left than the right, I feel like.
That one fading a little early as well. That might be another layup from there. We'll have to see how she plays it. Yeah.
Yeah. Smart play.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason to lose a disc. And it's a par 4.
Yeah.
So she could still throw it over there and get par.
Oh, Widboom.
Oh, that looks low. Clipping the reeds.
Yeah, and as we went to retrieve this disc after the round, she was really thinking about just blasting along. Like, she didn't even think about it releasing low. So she was aiming long. I'm aiming basket.
At the basket. Oh my goodness.
I don't think it would have stayed, though. That was coming in hot.
It was.
God, go in the bucket.
I don't want to putt. So much more fun
You
just to
made an
throw them
80
in.
footer.
Yeah, it was far. It was an approach. Becky getting a good tree stop there, just outside circle 1. This is one of those that, man, try to decide if you want to putt it or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so I throw a Yeti. JK throws a JK.
Obviously.
Well, we're going to be battle of the AVRs here. And this is looking pretty good.
That one.
Can you imagine if both of us, I'm on right side chain, she's on left side. Hers looked dead center, but you can see right there it was left side.
Wow.
Awesome. There's your proof, ladies.
Same colors. Like, how cool would that have been to stack a couple of AVRs from
I'm sure Innova would have loved it.
220 feet away,
Yeah.
230?
Needs to miss those last trees, and it does.
Yeah, and you definitely, and that's why I think JK and I throw directly at it, because if you bump either of those on the side, you're more than likely going back.
That one sits
And
down.
yeah, and the
fortunately.
roll, definitely heard of a few rolls, so I'm gonna just lay that one up.
Just made me hungry for some chicken.
Sarah Hokum said that she tried to do that little layup and it still kind of flipped up and rolled.
Yeah.
So even the layups on this hole is very difficult.
It's a tough one.
But 4 is great. That 3 that Juliana did is incredible. Becky gonna tap out the bogey, and Ellen I think with a double.
Yeah, that's right. It really probably no.
Closing things out here on this first round with a 372-foot par 3 hole 18.
Yeah, and this one is a very difficult par 3. I feel like most of us are always just going to play this for par. Getting a birdie on this is probably going to be a little bit of a throw-in or a very long putt. A lot of trees to navigate through. Very thin line. Pretty straightforward progressing, finishing left. I mean, it's a very slow turn up to the left.
A lot of elevation too. It's slight. You don't realize it's turning up the entire time.
I was gonna say, I think we all definitely step up to more of a driver, maybe some fairways, but where we could attack most of the other holes with a mid, I think this one actually requires a little bit more speed on the disc. I think I hit a few too many trees. That one's turning a little bit more.
Puts you over on that right
it's
side.
a beat up Wraith, but I may have to switch to a destroyer on this hole next time through.
Roller?
Ellen busting out the roller, getting quite a ways up the fairway. We'll see if she has a look. Unfortunately, Becky letting that one go a little early.
Over there by Justin, the photographer.
Yeah, sneaking out here for some incredible photography. Putting up on for the PDGA. So I'm going with the Mako. Yellow one's a little newer, so it's going to fly straighter.
Okay.
And I had one crazy little branch, so it's trying to decide. And I ended up standing back up just because I didn't know if I could make the distance from the knee with the turn. Like, I needed enough height off the ground to give the disc enough room to turn.
Yeah.
Not that I couldn't throw the distance, but you also have to have the room for the disc to do what it's supposed to, the flight pattern it's supposed to go.
Yeah. It was a beautiful shot. Great execution.
Thank you. I thought I got up there pretty close.
This one's sneaking around the back side there. Going to be in circle 2.
Makos are super fun to throw if you've never thrown one. It's one you can really kind of play with a slight angle and make the disc do some cooler flights.
Oh, yeah.
You want to see the Frisbee fly different directions.
It's my first ace ever was with the Mako.
It's a fun disc.
Beautiful shot there for Ellen, scrambling. This is JK for the birdie look here.
And this is what I'm saying. I think this is probably about as close. I mean, we can get up there with a great drive, but I don't think we're going to get too many short putts for birdie at this hole. So again, just like the rest of them, a par is what we're shooting for.
Yeah.
So close.
Off of the trees, off of the baskets, nearly in for the
It would have been
par.
a fun way for her to end that round. It
Yeah.
was a stressful day for Becky being put on there, but she
Still smiling?
I was gonna say she kept smiling and positive the whole day.
Great finish there to a solid round overall. 3 over out here from these pads. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, definitely want to minimize mistakes on this course because you know there's not too many chances to erase them.
And not surprisingly, hole 18 did not see a single birdie today.
Yeah, definitely could be either a different layout or different pars for the women, but either way, like we said during the round one coverage, all the scores add up the same.
Yeah.
So it's just mentally getting over if you're getting a birdie or a bogey or a par, but the numbers add up. And let's take a look.
We'll take a look at our leaderboard here after the first round. Our results from our feature card there. You see Jennifer Allen leading the way. 3 over. Juliana Korver 7 over.
Yeah, Ellen and Becky having a little bit of a rough start, but our next course does open up a little bit. Joining us tomorrow on the lead card is Kristen King, KK from California, and Sarah Hokum.
Yeah, some familiar names, more superstars joining us here as we continue to battle it out for a major championship. Make sure you come on back to the PDGA to check out continuing coverage from the Tim Selinske U.S. Disc Golf Masters Championships.